Hello, my name is Rihanna Johnson, and welcome to my TED Talk. The topic of this talk today is self esteem taught young. Self esteem is defined as confidence in one's own worth or abilities, and a synonym for it is self respect. I believe that children need to be taught self esteem at a young age in order to be confident beings as they grow. Children should know that they are beautiful no matter what others may say or how different they may look from what is considered as society's normal version of beauty. Hello, my name is Rihanna Johnson, and in order to veer away from society's version of beauty and for children to start believing that they are beautiful no matter how they look, they need to start learning it as early as when they are able to read. They can read books that will instill that self confidence, that self esteem within them, and so they can learn to love themselves early. It is important to give young children literature that they are going to learn from. A lot of children, especially children of diverse backgrounds, really believe that they are beautiful because so many people tell them that their hair, their skin color, or their larger facial features are not beautiful. Children need reassurance in literature so they know that they are beautiful no matter their appearance. In my personal experience as a black woman, I didn't really grow up believing that I was beautiful. Of course, my parents always told me that I was. They always reassured me that I was beautiful in the skin I was in. However, I just thought they were saying that because that's what parents are supposed to say to their kids, is what I believed. From the examples I saw in the literature that was given to me in school and the images I saw within the media, I was I believe that was not the form of what the world saw beautiful. Like, I did not have long, flowy hair. I did not have pale skin. And I didn't have these thin, little petite facial features. My hair has always been nappy. I've always had darker toned skin. And I've always had the larger than normal facial features. I've recently come across a collection of books within this class of diverse children's literature that I wish I could have read as a child to build my own self esteem. In order to veer away from Bell Hooks and Krish Rashka created a book titled Happy to be Nappy. Within the book, Bell Hooks expresses the joy of having black hair. She assures her audience that the joy to have nappy hair is amazing and is not a burden that you should be ashamed of. Chris Rashka illustrated different hairstyles within the book to show the diverse ways that black people are able to wear their hair and how they're able to embrace it within those different styles. Bell Hooks and Krish Rashka created a book titled Each and every character within the book was shown happy with the way they were wearing their hair. The book made me reminisce back to when I was a young girl and how I wore my hair in many of the exact same hairstyles that are illustrated. I know if now, as an adult, I can read the book, young children can read it and enjoy it just as much as I enjoy reading it as an adult because they're able to relate to it on that level. This book inspires self-esteem to the audience, because it encourages the audience to be comfortable and love their natural state of their hair. It took me a long time as an adolescent to embrace my natural hair, so I know firsthand how children feel about rocking their natural locks. Happy to be Nappy surrounds empowering black children to know that they should be proud of their own hair. Each and every character in Grace Byers' book, I Am Enough, it shows how we are all different on the outside. We have so many similarities within on the inside. This particular children's book builds self-esteem in that it shows that no matter how different you may look from your surrounding peers, you are enough. It shows that everyone is enough. I love the meaning of this story because this book is very encouraging and showing that everything you can be and do because you are different, yet we're all the same too. I'm Enough is a great like girl power book. And what I mean by girl power book, it just shows so many attitudes of independence and confidence and empowering, around revolved around young women, especially young women of many different cultural backgrounds shown within the book. In Grace Byers' book, I Am Enough, Grace Byers does a great job within the text of encouraging girls to embrace who they are. She encourages them to support other women and to not be afraid of their own strength and their empathy. The illustrations bring the message to a whole nother level. Within the book, there are girls of every color, every build, every ability, girls with hijabs and girls in wheelchairs. It is an absolute rainbow of young women working together and showing each other friendship and support. I've read a ton of girl power books growing up, some when I was younger, some in my adolescent years, and some as an adult. And one thing that's often missing is diversity within those girl power books, but not here. This book has every little girl represented within the book. No little girl will feel left out reading this book. They will see a version of themselves every other page or so. Grace Byers does a great job within the text. Veering away from the topic of self-esteem when it comes to girl power and girl empowerment, I'm going to move into talking about the book Crown by Derek Barnes. This book is about a young African American boy who shares the experience of visiting the barber shop. And the book is beautifully illustrated. It shows different ways a fresh haircut makes young black boys feel. They feel a sense of newness and a sense of feeling fresh, and they are always lifted up by the community members, especially those that are in the barbershop with them, because they all can experience the joy of having a fresh haircut. Um, I have a total of five brothers, so even though I have never physically had a haircut, as described in the book, I know how my brothers saw themselves right after they had a haircut. They had a sense of newness and they walked different, they swayed different there, they lifted their head up differently after they got a fresh haircut. Veering away from the topic of self-esteem when it comes to girl power, once a young man's crown has been touched up or once they've gotten a haircut, their self-esteem immediately rises to the ceiling. Like I was saying, my brothers, they all began to walk with their chin up and wanted to be seen by everyone that they passed. This book can build self-esteem and confidence by emphasizing the different ways that black boys can be fresh and embrace their fate by showing how being treated like royalty, rubbing elbows with community members, and asking what you want for a change and looking fresh can give someone such a new form of confidence. Once a young man's crown has been, all in all, I believe that children should be taught self-esteem as early on as possible. Many children turn into teenagers that have so many self-confidence issues because they were not taught to love everything about themselves as a young child. If children are taught through literature by their parents, by their teachers, and their peers that they are beautiful no matter how different they believe they look, there would be no problem. They would have this high confidence, this high self esteem. This collection of books that I chose help future parents, aunts, uncles, and grandparents teach and reassure their children that they should always remain confident and that they are gorgeous no matter how different they veer from what is considered as the norm. I'm not a parent, but because I have five brothers, I currently have seven nieces and a nephew, and I will never allow them to believe that they are not beautiful. But I have noticed from my own experience that being told you're beautiful from family does not always make you believe it. When you see yourself in literature portrayed as portrayed by these characters, you are and these characters are perceived as beautiful and these fun and loving beings, and these beings with this high self esteem, your self esteem begins to form through that because you're seeing that character that's winning, that's happy, that you see yourself within that character, so that you in turn become self aware of what's going on, whether it's your facial features, your skin tone, your body shape, you then begin to love yourself. When children see reflections of themselves in literature as phenomenal, they will then believe that they are phenomenal too.